Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here and watching these videos. I really appreciate you. I am so, excited to be here personally and just doing this and having the chance to do this. It's just amazing. I would say how far we've come when it comes to LGBTQ issues, particularly transgender issues, in just the past decade or so. It's really amazing. What was once like very, very unacceptable is maybe now not so bad. I mean, I haven't been in schools myself, so I can't see firsthand, but I'm really encouraged by that kind of stuff. And I want to say that. And I'm also encouraged just by my own doing. I am 1 year sober from alcohol today. So thank you so much for your support through this crazy, tumultuous year that I'm sure it's been for all of us. But I'm here today and I'm wanting to discuss with you my physical transition journey from male to female, something I haven't touched on a whole lot and haven't even personally been super focused on myself because I've always been, seeing other, little things that have come up in my life, to kind of, get in the way from doing this and being able to do this. But I realize I'm not getting any younger, and if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now, or it's not going to happen at all. And I don't know what's going to come in the years after this COVID thing, if it's going to be different, of course, in some ways, but either way, we're all living still. So even if we're living with this weird situation, we're all still alive. So we might as well make the most of it while we can. I definitely want to talk about my physical transition journey because it's something I'm excited about. It's something that's very big for me right now, more so even than the emotional one. Although the emotional one is huge too, that maybe they're about equal. But in any case, I'm really thinking about the physical transition right now in terms of just allowing myself to be comfortable being me, being Erica, and not feeling afraid that she's going to get made fun of for talking a certain way, that she's going to be expected to cut her hair, that she's going to be any of these things that I was under the notion were going to be expected of me, when I was in high school, when I was growing my hair out, and I was just, I just was worried, and I don't have that anymore. So, getting past that is an awesome thing. So yes, I started taking hormones at 22 and a half, and I wish I'd taken them a lot sooner. Like I took them at 15, if only I'd stuck with them, sneaking my mom's menopause estrogen pills, but I didn't persist. I don't know, I was probably half afraid myself after everything that was going on, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah, but hormones is basically like what they did was they increased my breast size, or they gave me little bits of breasts, and they were pretty nice for what it was worth. I mean, it's nice. It was nice what I was getting. I was not, super duper happy with my, breast size, which is why I'm now looking into getting breast augmentation, which is coming up actually in a month from now. I'm getting breast augmentation. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. As for the hormones themselves, I really was happy overall that they were like at least, finally countering the testosterone poisoning that I'd been under for so many years. It was just like, didn't I, but then I guess by that point I was questioning it, before I started the estrogen and questioning, like, is this what I should do? And just all this, because of all the shit that all the rigmarole I'd been thrown through by society. So, before it was like not a question. Oh, I get on hormones. I'm taking hormones as a teenager. But now, yeah, I was like finally 22 and a half. So I looked at electrolysis, facial hair removal, as well as genital hair removal, permanent removal, as options as well. Once I'd begun the transition, because I wanted to get rid of my facial hair that there was, that I'd fought to let grow out, and then fought to let grow out. And I wanted to also, get a tracheal shave as well. But unfortunately, under my dad's insurance at the time, neither of them were covered. Nothing transgender related was covered. And so I didn't get any of that done before I moved out to California back in 2016. So I was very under transition, physically speaking. All I had taken was hormones by that point, and so it was just like, well, this is where it is. This is where it's at, LA, and this is where I'd, first had, probably seen any transgender women on TV. So for like based in LA. So yeah, I did end up getting electrolysis and my Adam's apple shaved out in California, which was really nice. And from there, I was able to come back here. And in a month from now, I am getting top and bottom surgeries, which I am super excited about. I'm ready for it. I think before I was like, you know, the trauma was too much to bear. Like I just couldn't handle it. / there were still barriers. Like money is another thing. So, and having insurance cover these things and being under an insurance that does. So a lot of things that, you know, when you're 22, you might not be thinking about, especially if you're drinking. So yeah, so that sums it up as, sums it up as electrolysis, a tracheal shave, breast augmentation, and bottom surgery, of course, the vaginoplasty. And those are all really important to me and mean a lot, and I think I'm going to be happy afterwards. But I do want to also bring up one known as facial feminization surgery. And this is the final one that I'm looking to get. And then at that point, I think I'm just going to be able to be post-transition and move on, hopefully in my 30s. By the time I'm in my 30s, well, I mean, definitely hopefully in my 30s, but like even by the time I'm 30, be able to move on in my life and just finally feel free to be me, you know, so I can, you know, still have some of my life where I am young, you know, and I am fully me in that time of my life. So I think that's really important. And I wish it was sooner. There's that transition regret. But facial feminization surgery itself is a really amazing procedure because I think what that one does is that really shines your soul to the forefront. What it does is by basically, for me, facial feminization surgery would be feminizing my face, any masculine features, to bring out the woman that is inside, that is making me, you know, say, hey, you're not a man. This body is not you. You're a female, beautiful soul. Let's shine that out. And I think, you know, we see the face every day. You know, people say it's cosmetic. It's not medically necessary to have facial feminization surgery. But sometimes facial dysphoria with your face, is more profound than genital dysphoria. And the reason for that too is because people, you might be just like, I'm discomforted by my male genitalia down there. I'm sorry I didn't get rid of it sooner. But face specifically is what people see when they look at you. And you know, whether you're non-binary or you're a male or female per se, you know, that face needs to express who you are. And am I trying to pass for being born physically a woman? No, I'm not. I'm not trying to do that with this. This is because when I look at myself, for instance, I look at my jawline, I look at my nose, little things like that. Like just looking at this, just please be honest with me and say you can't see masculine features, because they're there. Like I see them very prominently, even with all this makeup on, my hair done a certain way. I see manly features, and that's not who I am. That's not how I feel inside. And basically what I want is, I want who I see when I look at myself in the mirror. I want that girl to shine out. I don't see a androgynous man, or I don't see, you know, a non-binary individual either. I see a woman, and I think for a long time maybe I was struggling with that, or trying to just go with the non-binary. You know, it was easier, and I felt safer in high school doing that. But I think I was ultimately cutting myself short and really fearing what, you know, what I really could have had. And I was just more of a shy girl, I guess, in that regard. I wasn't one of the braver ones like Gwen Arajo to have come out in high school like she did. I just grew my hair out, which I guess is as far as I got. Just being androgynous, you know, settling in some senses. But you know what, I'm where I am, and facial feminization surgery, that's the final straw. That's just that's the last, that's the cherry on top of the cake, or the icing on top of the cake. And it's, you know, so important. This is my cat Noah, by the way, in case you don't know him. It's going to be hard to not have him in any videos. So, because he is just persistent. But yes, with the facial, also known as facial gender affirmation surgery, FGAS, facial feminization surgery really can just really bring out who you are. I know as a kid, I would look in the mirror at myself, stare at myself for like an hour, and then put on makeup and stare at myself. And I was looking at a woman. I was trying to see a woman through the boy that I saw, and bring that girl, or that girl in that time, out. And that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to bring that woman all the way out into the woman she is, and not let the man stuff take any more precedent than it already has. So yes, I'm excited.